Let's take a look at the goals feature, which is quite an exciting thing that's been added. It doesn't at the moment seem to be completely complete, but what we'll do is we'll go through it and we'll highlight some of the things that I think will probably change. Let's try and get a head around it. It seems initially quite simple, but it's actually very, very powerful. So previously to having goals, if you had, say, a lead magnet you were downloading, giving to people to download, and you wanted to track the fact that they'd actually opened the email, maybe they'd downloaded it and visited the page, and you wanted to, particularly when they clicked on the download page, you wanted to really do something different based on that, or know that they'd done it. You couldn't really very easily do it. You'd have to use tags, you'd have to use checks to see if that particular tag had been set, or if they visited a particular page. You'd have to have loads of little conditions all the way through. So if you had a long automation, it could have lots of jumps that caused things to jump around, which became messy and a little bit, it really kind of unmaintainable. So the idea behind goals is that you can set something that has a condition, and when that condition is met, wherever you are in that automation, it will jump you down to that goal. Alternatively, if somebody flows through this goal, if the condition's not met, then you can decide to hold them there until that condition is met, or you can decide to let them continue. The way that those goals then also surface is that you can use them for triggers. So if we have a look at add, you'll see we have a trigger which is somewhere on here. There should be one that says goals. Yeah, a goal is achieved. So you can, when a goal has been achieved, you can trigger off a new automation to do whatever you want to do, celebrate the fact that they've downloaded, or send you a message to say that they've gone on that download page. So you can create quite a nice little triggers and create other automations off the back of that goal being achieved. The other place that it kind of comes out is in one of stats. So if you look at your automation, you'll see that you'll get how many percent achieved a goal. So it has some sort of basic reporting features, but it could be better to see, if you had multiple goals, creating some sort of funnel. It'd be nice to be able to report on this and do some more interesting stats on it, but it's a good start. The other places you can use it wherever you can, in automation or in the listing out of contacts. You can use this whole thing with different things, with have they achieved a goal, have they missed a goal, are they waiting. So here we're in the contact section. I've just done a query to say all those people who have achieved that goal number 1 in this automation goal test, and you can see it's listed those out. The thing I would like to see is certainly some when you actually look at the client record. I like to see which goals they've managed. You could do that if you can surface that information by having tags that you add when a goal is achieved. So let's have a look at adding one of those goals and the settings that you have. So we'll have a look at this one here. So you give it a name, which is what we've seen. You then go off and click add some settings. Usual kind of settings builder. You can pick whatever you like, whatever options, whatever conditions you want to have. That's the condition for getting it to jump to that goal from anywhere else in that automation. You can also just leave it blank, like I've done here, and that achieves the objective of having just a goal that if you run through, it trips that goal. The only tricks with that is that you then have to look at these other settings. So let's just go through these. So this is the condition of your goal being met. You can then say when the goal is, so it's looking at that condition and basically saying is the goal below the contact's current position in the automation. So let's just have a little look at that. So if I had a condition here and it was met while I'm at this stage, it would jump down here. If I say above, or I think it said below. It's a strange wording, but it basically means above in my recollection. If they were down here and you'd had that goal set as their below setting, it wouldn't do anything. If it appeared at this point, because it's already past that goal. So that's one thing you got to consider. So I've set this one to anywhere. And then you have a choice of what happens if you reach this point and the goal conditions haven't been met. So you can let it run on, or you can let it say that it's going to wait until those conditions are met. There's no time limit, so it will wait indefinitely. Or you can end this automation and say basically it doesn't get anywhere. So that's quite a useful one. So you could combine the ending the automation with, or you could let it run on and do something like I've done here, where you could say, does it meet this condition? So it's saying, has they achieved that goal? Yes, then I would do something different. I might tag them if I want to have a more permanent record of that goal, or I might send them back to do something else, or send them a reminder to say, you haven't visited the download page. You opened the email, but you didn't actually go to the download page. My stuff is fantastic. You really want to download it. So there's some other little options that you can play around with there. You can have multiple goals in the same automation, so that's well worth playing with. And then you'll see there are some new conditions. If we had a look at either, in fact, let's just have a look on here. If we have a look under the conditions, which are underneath actions, you'll see you've got some new ones which are achieved the goal, which is pretty obvious. Not achieved, which is obvious. Skipped, so they've gone over that, they've run into that goal point and it says continue, so that's counted as skipped. Or you tell them to wait, and that's an option there, so they're waiting on a goal. So you could have some other automation that goes off, and especially ending this automation if somebody sits in that automation for too long. So you can kind of bump somebody out, but it would be nice to have a wait only for 100 days or whatever. So nice feature. Takes a bit of getting your head around how you're going to use it, but well worth playing around with it and seeing what you can achieve.